everyone, Amanda here. Today we're going to be doing a core workout on the mat. So we're going to start off with a warm-up. I'm going to warm up the upper body. So just sitting up however's comfortable for you. I'm going to place my hands behind my ears and just twist gently side to side. This is just going to warm up our upper backs here. So you'll feel this through the back of the shoulder blade, through the upper and mid back, and it'll work out any of that tightness through the back of your shoulder blades from sitting at a desk all day. Let's do 2 more. And I'm going to tuck my elbows in with my palms up. Now I'm going to reach out, but keep the elbows pulled in toward the torso and back in. Here we go. Exhale out, pulling the shoulder blades down. Inhale in. So I'm pulling my shoulder blades down as I push my chest out. Breathe through it. Keep going. Let's do 2 more. 1 more here. And we're going to take it into a seated shoulder press. So palms are facing out. Let's press up and back down. So as I'm pushing up, I'm waking up those shoulders, using the traps. That's the big kite-shaped muscle that runs from the base of the neck down to the middle of the spine. Exhale up, inhale down. 2 more. And from here, I'm just going to walk my hands out, walk my hands in, and keep walking out. Big stretch in the shoulders. Walk it out, walk it in, and let's do 1 more. And 1 more spinal rotation. So we're going to run through that round again. Tuck the hands behind the ears, breathing through it. Lift the chest, shoulder blades are back, brace through the core. And let's do 2 more here, 1 in each direction. And let's take it to the chest opener. So elbows are in, open up the chest, pulling the shoulder blades down and back. Breathe through this. So these exercises should feel pretty challenging for your posture, but in a good way. It should feel like it's just gently pushing the range of motion for your core, for the upper back, and for the traps. 2 more. 1 left here. And let's take it to 1 more shoulder press. So we're going to sit up tall, press it up, inhale, lower down. Exhale on the way up. And these mobility exercises will slowly warm up those muscles and slowly get our heart rate up just before we go into our core Tabata. So in our Tabata, we're going to do 2 different exercises, 4 sets each. So for example, we're going to start with 2 sets of windshield wipers, followed by 2 sets of a single leg crunch, 1 on the right side, 1 on the left. 1 more, and then we repeat those. All right, lower it down. So I'm going to show you the first 2 exercises here, and then I'll start the timer. So my head, neck, and shoulders are going to be on the mat with my hands at my sides, heels pressed up toward the ceiling. And for this one, I'm going to arc my legs down, bring them up in an arc, and come down. So they're not going to come all the way to the floor. They're going to hover just above the floor. And just do what's right for your lower back there. You can go as low as what's comfortable. And in between, we're going to do a single leg crunch. All right, let's bring those legs up. Ready? Here we go. Drop them down to one side. Feet are together. Heels are pressed out. Bring them up and over to the other side. Arc and drop them down. So we're making a U shape with the legs. Breathe through it. Slow, controlled lowering and rest. So 10-second breather here. So just dropping my shoulder blades down, palms are down toward the floor. Lift the heels up. Ready? Let's do that U shape again. Here we go. Windshield wipers. Slow and controlled. Bracing the abs. Keep the feet together. You don't want to rush through these. Breathe through. Almost there. Rest. All right, this time I'm going to keep my right knee bent, my left leg extended, and my hands behind my ears. I'm just going to crunch gently, bring my shoulder blades off the mat. Ready? Here we go. Crunch it up. Now, if you prefer to keep your hands crossed over your chest, that's all right too. And if you find there's any strain on the neck, you can take your fist and just place it under your chin, and that will help you to keep your neck in a neutral position. All right, let's switch it out. So the left knee comes up, right leg is extended. Again, you can have that tucked under, crossed over, or behind. Ready? Let's go. Crunch it up. Slow and controlled. So the upper back is lifting off the mat. And the goal is to keep the feet down here. It might feel like that straight leg wants to come up a little bit. That's okay. But you're trying to use your core as much as possible. Rest. All right, let's take it back to 2 more sets of our windshield wipers. So let's lift up nice and high. Shoulder blades are down, palms are at the sides. Ready? Here we go. Make that U shape. Breathe through it. You're arcing, pressing the heels out. To the other side. Heels are out. Slow, controlled lowering. Breathe through this. Almost there. And rest. Take a breather for 10, and we'll do 1 more set of those windshield wipers. So palms at the sides, legs are up, heels are toward the ceiling. Here we go. Now, whenever we're working our core, we want to make sure that our ankles are flexed. So we don't want them to be floppy. We don't want our feet to just be hanging there. We want them to be actively engaged as we brace our core. Breathe through it. Rest. All right, let's go back to our single leg crunch. So once again, my right knee is up, my left leg is extended. So this time I'm going to show you, I'm just going to place my hand under my chin. We can do that crunch again. Ready? Here we go. You can use any grip that you want. So you might see tips saying that you imagine that there's an orange or a softball under your chin. Just by placing your fist there, that helps you to use that position to not use the neck to lift. Rest. All right, let's take it over to the other side. So the other leg comes out. Again, you can have any hand position you like. Shoulder blades back. Ready? Here we go. 1 more set. Lift the back of the shoulder blades off the mat. Bracing your trunk. Breathe through it. Squeezing your core. Almost there. Rest. All right, we're going to come up to a seated position here. So this one is going to be a Russian twist with a slight variation. So the normal Russian twist is when we twist and twist, but this one, I want you to start with your arms up. So with this one, I'm going to touch down, twist, touch down. And when I touch, I want to look to my fingertips. Now in between, I'm going to go into a side plank. And you can do that from your knee or from your toes. I'll be demonstrating from the knee. So ankles are flexed, toes are up, lean back, lift your arms so the chest is lifted. Ready? Let's touch down, look to the fingertips, other side, touch down, bring them back up, bracing through the trunk. You are looking at your fingers as you touch down. It's slow and controlled. Bracing through the obliques, 5 more seconds. And rest. So you can sit up in between or lower down in between, whatever allows you to take a breather. And we're gonna get ready to go again. So we're gonna lift and lean back. Ready? Here we go. Touch down, other side, touch down, look to the fingertips. Squeezing and bracing the obliques. Those are the muscles at the sides of the abs. Slow and controlled, 5 more seconds. All right, let's turn to the side plank. So I'm gonna bend my bottom knee. I'm gonna keep the top leg straight, but if you want both to be straight, that's okay. We're gonna lift up. And now I want you to open up the chest and look to your thumb. We're holding this plank. Now the goal here is to push the chest out and squeeze your shoulder blades together. So I really want you to focus on pulling the shoulder blades back and look up to that thumb. Abs are braced, belly button toward the spine. Rest. Let's take it over to the other side. So we're going to bend that bottom knee or extend if you prefer. Lift up into the plank, look to the thumb, and squeeze those shoulder blades together. We're keeping the chest open. It's very easy to cheat in the side plank. We can often just kind of lift up, but not flex. We want to make sure that we're flexing all of those muscles, keeping the core engaged, keeping the shoulder blades engaged, and lower down. All right, let's go back to our arms up, Russian twist. So bend at the ankles, lean back, lift the arms. Ready? Let's touch down. Tap the thumbs down, breathing through it. Bracing the core, slow and controlled. Squeezing those obliques. 3 more seconds. Rest. Take a breather. Again, you can sit up, lay back, whatever's more comfortable for you to give your hips a break. Let's get ready to go again. Lift up. Ready? Here we go. Twist to the side and breathe. Slow and controlled. Now, with this core exercise, I want you to imagine someone's going to punch you in the stomach, and you are going to brace your core for that punch. So as you're lowering, squeeze your core. Rest. All right, let's go back to that side plank. So we're going to turn to the side, stack the feet, lift up, open the chest. Ready? Here we go. Look up to the thumb and squeeze your shoulder blades together. We're keeping everything braced here. Pull the belly button in toward the spine and breathe. You got this. So, oftentimes we lift up into that plank and we're just holding for the sake of time. Rest. Over to the other side. We really want to make sure that we're focusing on bracing the core, and we make that a good 20 seconds. Ready? Lift up. Pull the shoulder blades back in together. Look to the thumb. Pull the abs in and brace for a punch. Breathe through it. Keep it going here. Squeezing the abs. All right, lower down. So up next, we're going to go into a bridge position. I'm going to take my right leg and cross it over my left so it looks like the number 4. And I'm going to lift up and hold. Then I'm going to touch my bum down, lift up and press. All right, so we're going to switch legs on the second set. And in between, we're going to go to a C roll. So we're going to start in a seated position, and we're going to slowly lower down just before the upper back hits the floor and back up. So let's start our timer. So right leg over left, but the heel pressed out, and just gently lift up. So you're pushing through the heel. Ready? We're going to dip our hips down. Here we go. Dip down, touch the bum toward the floor, lift up and squeeze. Dip down, back up. Now when you touch down, you're just gently touching your butt cheeks to the floor. You're not resting there. Lift back up, open up those hips, keep it going. Rest. All right, let's switch the other leg over top. So heels pressed out, not a floppy ankle. Press up, lifting the hips up high. Ready? Here we go. Touch down and then lift up. Touch down and lift up. Keep it going. Exhale up, squeeze the glute. Use the hamstring on the anchored leg that's on the floor. Breathe through it. Almost there. Rest. Let's come up to seated. We've got C rolls next. So again, we want those flexed ankles, arms extended. So I'm going to lower down just before my upper back hits the floor. I'm going to roll back up. Ready? Here we go. Lower down. Exhale. Slowly roll back up. It's a slow, controlled lowering phase. And back up. Same speed, up and down. Breathe through this. Rest. So once again, you can either lay down or come to a seated position. We're going to go with the second set. Shoulder blades are back. Ready? Here we go. Let's roll down, making a C with the spine and back up. Inhale as you lower, and then exhale as you lift. Slow controlled movement here. Squeezing the core. Rest. Let's take it back to the 4-point bridge. So we're gonna make that number 4, crossing the right over the left. Lift those hips up high. Press through the heel. Ready? Here we go. Dip down and then lift up. Dip down and lift up. And you should be getting a bit of a stretch to the hip flexor here. That's on the crossed leg. Lift up high. Squeeze the glute. Push the hip up. Rest. All right, let's take it over to the other side. So the other leg comes over top. And let's lift up through the hips. Ready? Here we go. Dip down. Touch down. Lift up. Touch down. Squeeze the glutes. So you should feel this also in the hamstrings. That's the big muscle at the back of the thigh on the leg that's on the floor. Lift it nice and high and squeeze the glute. Rest. All right, 2 more C rolls. Let's take it to a seated position. Leaning back, lifting the chest. So we're opening up the chest by pulling the shoulder blades back. Ready? Here we go. Lower it down nice and slow. And then exhale and back up. So we're making a C shape with our spine just before the upper back hits the floor. And we're rolling back up. Slow, controlled pace here. Squeezing the abs. Rest. Take a breather. 1 more set. And then we're going to go to a plank position. So shoulder blades are back. Ready? Here we go. Slow on the lowering. Gently pushing your lower back down into the floor and then lifting back up. Breathe through this. Make sure you're not holding your breath at any point. Rest. All right, we're going to take it to a plank here. So plank and swimming. The plank position, what I want you to do is brace. So oftentimes when we go into a plank, just like our side plank, we get a little bit lazy. We just kind of hold it. So the focus should not be how much time you hold it for. The focus should be squeezing and bracing. So that's what we're going to start with. So we're going to cross at the forearms, walk 1 foot back at a time, drop the bum down, push the chest out, get ready. Now let's brace. I want you to brace like someone's going to punch you in the stomach. Breathe through it, you're almost there. We're going to ease up a little bit and just kind of rest and then brace again. Squeeze the core, 5 more seconds. Keep it going. Lower down. We're going to do another set. So let's get ready to boost up into our plank. Heels are back. Ready? Brace. Imagine like someone's going to punch you in the stomach. You're bracing for that punch. Squeezing your core. We're going to give it a little break in a second. Here we go. Just rest and then brace again. Keep it going. 5 more seconds. And lower down, belly to the mat. So arms are going to be out on this one. I'm going to lift my right hand, left leg, lower down, left hand, right leg. Ready? Let's go. Lift up and down. Pull the abs in. So you're squeezing, bracing through the core. Lift up nice and high. Keeping the abdominals pulled in while bracing the lower back as you lift. So you'll mainly feel this in the lower back. Lower down. Take a breather and we'll do another set of swimming. So arms are extended, ready? Let's go. Right arm, left leg, down, left arm, right leg. Breathe through it. Lift up and squeeze. Exhale up. Squeeze the lower back and the glute. Almost there. Rest. All right, let's go back to 2 more sets of that plank. So stack those forearms, boost up onto the toes, press the heels back, push the chest down. Ready? Brace your core. Imagine like someone's gonna punch you in the stomach. You're bracing for the punch. Breathe through it. Almost there, almost there. All right, release. And let's go again. Here we go. Brace. 5 this. Rest. Lower down. So we've got one last set of that bracing plank. So get ready. Let's boost up. Heels back. Push the chest out. Here we go. Squeeze. Brace for the punch. You can do this. Keep your abs as tight as you can. Almost there. And relax the abs. Go again whenever you're ready. Hold, squeezing. 5 more seconds. Push through, push through. Rest. Lower down. 2 sets of swimming, and then we'll take a water break. So arms are extended. We're going right arm, left leg. Ready? Here we go. Lift up and other side. Lift up and squeeze. Pull the abdominals in. Bracing through the core. Keep it going here. You're almost there. Rest. All right, one more set of swimming. Take it easy here. Catch your breath. So get ready. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Opposite leg and arm. Squeeze it up. Pull that belly button in. You got this. Keep pushing. Almost there. Rest. All right, let's grab a water break here. Take a breather, and then we're gonna go back to a seated position. So, in this one, we're going to start with leg lowers, followed by an in and out bridge. So, in our leg lowers, head, neck, and shoulders down. We're gonna lower the legs down, touching the heels to the floor, and then lift back up. In our in and out bridge, we are going to start in a wide foot position. We're gonna walk in on the heels, out on the heels. All right, let's set our timer. So let's lift up. With this one, I want you to focus on gently pressing your shoulder blades and lower back down to the floor. Let's go into our leg lowers. Here we go, heels are out. Slowly lower down, touch down to the floor, bring it back up. So I'm keeping my lower back braced by just gently pressing it down to the floor as I lower my legs. That's gonna prevent me from arching my back too much. Rest. All right, take a breather there. We've got another set of leg lowers coming up. So let's lift up, heels out, shoulder blades down. Here we go, slow, controlled. Touch those heels down. Breathe through it. Now with the leg lowers, of course, you can have a slight bend in the knee. It depends on flexibility through the hips, hamstrings, and the calves. So do what feels right for your lower back here. All right, in between, I'm gonna go into a wide foot position, lift up into my bridge, drive the shoulder blades down, and then we're gonna walk it in, out. So I'm gonna go heel, heel, out, out. So I'm walking on my heels, keeping my toes lifted and squeezing my glutes. Keep those hips high. You don't want to drop them down. Breathe through it. Rest. Lower the hips down. Take a breather here, and we're going to go again in our in and out bridge here. So lift up, wide foot position. So we're going to walk it in, out, out. Push those hips up. Prevent the glutes from dropping down. Press to the heels. Squeeze those glutes. We're getting the outside of the glutes on the sides, and we're getting the lower back here. Lower it down. 2 more sets of leg lowers coming up. So let's lift those legs up, heels toward the ceiling, shoulder blades are down. Ready? Let's go. Lower it down here. And lift up. Breathe through it. So I'm not very flexible. I do actually have to bend my knees quite a bit in this one, but do what feels right for you. Rest. Take a breather for 10 seconds. 1 more set of leg lowers. So let's lift those legs up, heels pressed toward the ceiling, shoulder blades down. Here we go. Bracing the core and breathing through it. You got it. Keep it going. Push through here, push through, you can do it. Rest. All right, let's go to our in and out bridge. So again, we want that wide foot position. Drive the back of the shoulder blades down to the mat, hands at your sides or just underneath. Pressing through the heels. Here we go. In, out, out. In, out, out. Keep those hips up tall. Breathe through it. Squeezing those glutes. Press through the heels. Rest. Lower it down. One more set. So let's lift those hips up. Wide foot position. On the heels. Ready? Let's go. In, out, out. Keep breathing through this. Shoulder blades are down into the floor. Hips are high. Don't let them drop. Push through, push through. Squeeze those glutes. You can do it. Rest. All right, let's move on to our next exercise. In this one, I want you to imagine that you have a dumbbell or an object that's just slightly raised off the floor. So I'm going to use a small dumbbell here for an example, but you can just imagine this. I'm going to use my hip flexor with my heels pressed out. I'm going to sit up tall. So I'm going to place my hands behind me. You can place them at your side, whatever's comfortable for you. And I'm going to sit as tall as I can, imagining there's a string pulling my chest up. And I'm going to lift, and I'm going to put my leg back and forth over that dumbbell. All right, so get ready here. I'm going to start inside the dumbbell. Lift the chest, push the shoulder blades back. Heels are pressed out. Ready? Here we go. Lift up and over, up and over, up and over, and back. Breathe through it. Bracing the core. Keep that chest lifted. This is pushing your posture, and it's using the hip flexors to stabilize. Lift with the abs. Rest. All right, let's take it over to the other side here. I'm going to put my dumbbell on the other side. Lift up. Breathe through it. Ready? Here we go. Out and in. Keeping that chest lifted. Try not to round your back. Breathe through this. Try to lean forward a little bit with that chest out. Stay stable through the trunk. And rest. All right, let's take it to a wide leg crossover chop. So I'm going to go with my feet flopping inwards, my arms in a T, and I'm going to go right hand down to left, bring it up, and left hand down to right. So I'm crossing over, twisting through my spine, and you may be more flexible than I am. If you can get a little further in that chop, you can see I'm only going to kind of the bottom of my shin. Do whatever feels right for you. So once again, you just want to flop those feet inward, lift through the chest, make that T, and we're going to push that range of motion. Ready? Here we go. Cross over. Breathe through it. So this is going to force us to rotate through the spine. We'll also get some hamstring and some hip flexor in there as well. Bracing the trunk and rest. All right, I'm going to go back to my dumbbell and place it over on my right side. So I'm sitting up tall, hands just behind me, pushing my chest out, and I'm going to bring that leg over and back. Brace your trunk. You're trying to stay lifted through the chest. So this one should feel pretty challenging, not so much for the abs, but more for the hips and the posture. Keep breathing. You might feel a little bit of core in there though, a little bit of abs. Rest. All right, let's take that dumbbell over to the other side. So I'm sitting up tall. That string is pulling my chest up toward the ceiling. Ready? Here we go. Heels are out. Push the range of motion by sitting up as tall as you can. This is going to make our lower back stabilize what the hips are doing. Our trunk is stabilizing what the chest is doing. Breathe through it and rest. All right, let's take it back. I'm going to go into that wide foot position again. letting my legs flop inward, come up into a T position. I'm going to chop my hand down. So we're going to chop and rotate through the core, chop and rotate through the core. So I'm twisting the obliques and I'm pushing the range of motion through my spine. Breathe through this. Rest for 10. So take it easy here. And we're gonna go with one more set. So I'm letting those feet flop inward, lift through the chest. Ready? Chop down and breathe through. Chop down and breathe. Keep it going. Squeezing those obliques. Breathe through this, 5 more seconds. Rest. All right, I'm gonna get my dumbbell out of the way. I'm gonna go into a dead bug position. So in the dead bug, I'm going to have my head, neck, and shoulders down. My hips, knees, and ankles are all going to be at 90 degrees, and I want to drive the back of my shoulder blades down into the mat. Now, I'm going to use my right side, both my right hand and right foot. I'm going to touch down, bring it in, and then go over to the left. All right, let's get ready here. Oh, my timer went away. All right, here we go. So let's lift up, hips, knees, and ankles, all at 90. Drive your shoulder blades down into the floor. Ready? Right side, let's touch down. Bring it back. Left side, bring it back. Breathe through this. So the back of my heel is touching the floor and I'm reaching those fingertips back. Breathing through this, bracing my abs. Rest for 10. So another dead bug coming up. So lift those hips up, hips, knees, and ankles at 90. Drive the shoulder blades down. Ready? Here we go. Extend. Pull those fingers back. Touch the back of the heel down toward the floor. Breathe through this. Bracing your trunk. Hips are flexed. Heels are flexed. Rest. All right, we're going to go into a single leg jackknife. So I'm going to start with my right leg. My arms are overhead, and I'm going to come up and meet just the right side here. Ready? Here we go. Lift up and lower. Lift up and lower. Breathe through this. You want to pull that leg in toward the chest, nice and high. Squeezing the abs. Rest. Let's take it over to the left side now. So my left leg is extended. Arms are overhead. Get ready here. Just the left side. Here we go. Breathe through. Lift up high. You want to pull that leg in to brace your trunk. Almost there. And rest. All right, let's go back to our dead bug. So hips, knees, and ankles all flexed at 90 degrees. Drive the shoulder blades down. Here we go. Extend. Squeezing the core. Heels out. Keep it up. You can do this. Really reach those fingertips back. Touch the heel down. And rest. One more set of dead bug. So hips, knees, and ankles at 90. Drive the shoulder blades down to the mat. Here we go. Breathe through it. Squeezing those abs. Keep it up. Breathe through this. Reach it back. Rest. All right, we've got 2 more sets of those jackknives. So we're going to the right leg. Arms are overhead. Shoulder blades are back. Ready? Let's go. Lift up. Keep it going here. Slow lowering phase. Same speed up as down. Keep pushing. Rest for 10. One more on the left. Shoulder blades are down. Arms are overhead. Ready? Left side. Keep it going. You can do this. Steady pace here. Pull that leg in nice and tight. And rest. All right, we're going to take it to our last round. We are back to a plank position. So in this round, I'm going to do a dolphin plank. I'll demonstrate for you here. I'm going to cross over at the forearms, walk my feet back. Now the urge of the plank is always to come up with our bum, and we usually want to fight that urge, but this time we're actually going to lean into it. So we're going to drop into the plank and then lift through the bum. So in between, we're going to be doing a glute kick to finish off. So stack your forearms, move into the plank position, and start with your bum up. So I'm going to drop down. You might need to slide your legs back a little bit. Come up, drop down. Come up and drop down. Breathe through this. Bracing the core and a rest. Take a breather. We have another dolphin plank coming up. Cross at the forearms, walk the feet back, and bum is up. Ready? Here we go. Drop down and then lift the bum. Drop down and lift. Keep it going at your own pace. Push through, push through. Rest. So let's go into our glute raise, kneeling position, starting with the right leg flexed. Ready? Let's lift up. Push the heel toward the ceiling. Try to track your knee so it's not flaring out to the side. It should be moving straight up and down. And the glute is engaged with the heel pressed toward the ceiling. Keep it going. Push through, push through. Rest. We have another glute lift over on the left side. So my back is flat. My left leg is lifted with the heel flexed. Ready? Squeeze it up. So you want to try to keep that knee tracking straight up and down, not flaring out to the side. And that can actually be pretty tough to do, especially on your weaker leg. Try not to flare. You're lifting through that glute. Squeeze it up, squeeze it up. Rest. 2 more dolphin planks. So cross at the forearms, stack at the feet, lift that bum. Ready? Here we go. Drop down, plank position. Lift up into the dolphin. Back down. Breathe through. Go at your own pace here. Squeezing your core. Rest. Catch a breather. 1 last dolphin and 2 last sets of glutes. Get ready. Bum is up and drop down. Bum is lifted. Drop into plank. Squeeze your abs here. You can do this. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. All right, last 2 glute kicks. Kneeling position, right leg to start. So back is flat, chest is out, flex at the ankle. Here we go. So once again, focus on your knee tracking. Try not to flare to the side. Keep your heel pressed up and squeeze the glute here. You might get a bit of hamstring here as well. That's the back of the thigh. Keep lifting. You can do this. Rest. 1 last set over on the left, and then we'll stretch. Get ready. Flat back. Flex at the ankle. Here we go. Press it up. Once again, try to keep that knee tracking straight up and down, not flaring to one side or the other. We're squeezing the glute, squeezing the hamstring. The lower back is assisting. Push through and rest. All right, let's take it to a pigeon pose to stretch it out. So I'm going to bring my right knee up. So my right knee is underneath my chest and my right heel is underneath my left hip. I'm going to lower it down and relax. So as your glute and your hip start to open up a bit, you can drop a little bit more body weight on that side. So right now I'm on my forearms, but if you're more flexible, you can go down a little lower. You can bring your head down with you. And just breathe through this. So this one might start out feeling pretty tight. And as you hold the position, you'll notice you can drop a little bit more body weight on it. All right, let's take it over to the other side. So I'm going to walk that right leg back, bring my left knee up. My left heel is underneath my right hip. And again, I'm just starting on my forearms. This will take some of that upper body weight off of the hip. And the stretch, you should feel through the glute. But depending on tightness of your hips, you might feel this a little bit more in the hips. Breathe through it. Slowly letting the heart rate come back down. Now, if you find that hip is opened up a little bit, you can drop a little bit more weight on it by getting a little lower in the stretch. All right, I'm going to come out of my glute stretch up to a seated position for the hamstrings. So extending the right leg out, tucking my left leg in, just going to gently roll forward. So I'm pushing forward with my upper body. And I'm just going down to the bottom of my shin. Depending on your flexibility, that might be just under the knee, could be to the shin like I'm doing. It might be all the way to your toes. Whatever feels like it's the right stretch for you is okay. What you don't want is the stretch reflex kicking in. Now the stretch reflex is when the hamstring starts to shake. So I'll demonstrate for you here. If I try to go too far forward, I'm going to see a little bit of a quiver in that leg. That is my muscle telling me that is the yellow light for stretching. That is my body saying, you're going a little too far. That's a little too far out of my comfort zone. Switch sides. And it's telling me that if I go any further, there's a risk of injury. The reason why the muscle starts to shake or quiver is because it's actually trying to contract to prevent the stretch from going any further. So it's not dangerous to be in the stretch reflex, but it is our body's way of telling us that going any further than that can be dangerous. So it's our body's system to tell us to not go any further. So the stretch should be gentle, but no shaking in the stretch. That shaking is the stretch reflex. All right, let's stretch out our mid back. So just sitting however is comfortable for you. And I'm going to turn to the side, taking the outside of my hand and just gently pressing against the outside of my leg. And I'm lifting my chest toward the ceiling. Imagine that there's a string lifting your chest up nice and high, but keep your chin and your neck in a neutral position. Nice stretch through the mid back here. And let's release that side and take it over to the other side. So I'm sitting up tall, stretching through the spine, lifting the chest, but keeping my chin level to the floor. let's stretch out our shoulders. So let's bring one arm across and anchor it down. Again, sitting up tall. And breathing through it. Heart rate should be coming down now. Breathing is relaxing. And let's switch sides. Over to the other shoulder. Pull inward, lifting the chest. Sitting up nice and tall. And lastly, we're just going to go into some wrist rotations. This is one that's really helpful if you've been typing all day. So just let your hands sit on your legs, and we're just going to go through some rotations for the wrist here. Just a light rotation. You don't want to push the range of motion too hard on the wrist. And let's go the other direction. And then splay the fingers, stretching them out. And make a gentle fist. And once more, splay the fingers out. And relax, shake up those fingers. All right, we are all done for today. I'll see you again tomorrow for a body weight strength workout. Have a great day.